Welcome back. Well, as I mentioned, we have Dan Metcalf and Bob Eubanks here on behalf of 60 Up. Well, welcome both of you to the show. How are you today?
Thank you. Nice to be here, really.
Nice to have
Thanks
you both.
so much for inviting us.
You're welcome. Now, we know a lot about you. Yes, we do.
You do?
You know, you have quite a history. But one thing we don't know is that the reason why you are here with Dan is because you had an accident.
I did. Well, actually, what happened was we were walking out of a meeting one day, and he said, "You're having some balance issues, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah, sure am." He said, "Why don't you come over to my house and work out?" So I went over to his house to work out. He had all kinds of gym equipment. And long story short, the first few days, we didn't accomplish a whole lot. But then I got to his house, and he had invented the 60 Up balance board.
Okay.
And I can look anybody in the eye and tell them it changed my life in a very short period of time.
And we're going to find out how it changed your life in just a little bit. But
Sure.
I wanted you to tell that story to kind of get the thing started. Now, you come from a background where you've done training and exercising and a variety of other things, and you have professional soccer players out there right now that you've trained, and you know that balance is really important, especially for older people. Tell me why this all came about.
Okay, so I'm going to elaborate a little bit on what Bob said, because it wasn't quite that simple. I owned gyms, I had fitness gyms, and it was all about mobility and taking movement into power for athletes. I trained a lot of professional athletes. And within 2 minutes of training Bob, I knew I was 100% wrong. It was like this, it changed the way I train people. Because when Bob first came over, I said, okay, put down the ladders, let's just go through these little speed ladders that we have. And he couldn't do it. And so I'm like, okay, we need to strengthen the legs, we've got to strengthen the core, we've got to strengthen the hip flexors, because that's what a good trainer, and we're told, if you want to get better with your balance, go to the gym, get stronger. I said to Bob, go and put your hands on the wall and lift your legs up. He could do it all day long. And I had this epiphany right there. It's nothing to do with, we know balance is nothing to do with muscles. And the easiest way to explain it really quickly, when you have babies, what gym do you take them to help them learn to walk? You don't. There's people that are hiking that have never been to a gym. It's all from the brain. So with Bob here, I had so many pieces of equipment trying to get that brain to body connection, the proprioceptive connection going again. And there was so much equipment. One night I sat there and went, I've got to put it all together. So Bob, and again, we weren't looking to sell this. This was just to help Bob.
Right.
We could get to the workouts quicker.
Yeah.
And in 3 weeks of working on the 60 Up, Bob went from shuffling along looking like he was going to fall to 6 miles an hour on a treadmill.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Yeah, and you know, then we tried it out on some friends, and darn, same thing happened.
Yeah.
So we knew we had something, and I will tell you, we have helped thousands of people worldwide with this magical board. It's really great.
And you know, it's simple to put together, or it's already together, and it's small enough where you can fit it into a small space, because many of our older folks live in smaller apartments or smaller areas, so it's not very cumbersome. So tell me just a little bit about the training system itself, and what are some of the outcomes that they can expect to see?
So it's actually the whole system. The board comes with the system. You're not buying the board, you're buying the program that needs the board.
Okay.
And it's great because you can put it together in under a minute, you can take it apart in under a minute, it will fit underneath a bed, you can put it sideways up in a closet, so you can put it away. But we found so many people actually love to leave it out because they can spend 2 or 3 minutes a day walking past, oh, just jump on this for a couple of minutes, and they feel they've had their workout. It's fun and it's easy. Now,
you can do it watching television too.
Well, that's perfect.
It's one of my favorite things is when they're watching TV, because the brain and the mind are two separate entities. The way I can describe that, you're walking down the street, you see something in the shop window, you keep walking, but your eyes are looking, you're thinking what's in the shop window, but your brain is taking care of your balance. So by watching TV, you're actually watching the show, forgetting that you're doing these simple exercises. And it's also very relaxing because it's like a rocking chair, but engaging your muscles and your brain.
And how many exercises did we have when we first started?
Well, why don't you say that, Bob?
Okay, we had about 10 exercises on the board.
Yes.
We've got a little over 300, I think, now that you can do on the board, and anybody can work on this board, and it will help anybody. It's just, we have people from Alzheimer's now. Tell
Right.
them.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a
so
good one.
yeah, we have a doctor. Her name's Dr. Lemondre. She's a PhD from New York, and she has the new method.
Okay.
And she specializes in Alzheimer's. When she saw the 60 Up, she fell head over heels in love with it.
Okay.
Because the way she describes what I love is it's part of your everyday breakfast.
Oh,
So the
right.
60 Up, when you get up in the morning, you have your breakfast, you have your supplements, you got to make sure your nutrition's good, but you want to work on the balance to get
Right.
the body and the blood circulating around your body,
Right.
feeding oxygen.
And it's certainly something that is part of your routine. So what?
Certainly, not only that, but you can go on Facebook and we have classes. Dan does Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we have other people doing the other days. And I take the classes still, because I found that if you lay off of it,
Right.
then you start to go backwards a little bit, but you pick it up real fast.
Right.
So I do the classes every Tuesday and Thursday, but Dan leads them.
And that's live classes.
Right. Well, those are the live ones, and then of course on your YouTube channel you have thousands of videos of lots of different classes, so you can tune in at any time. Now, one thing that I think you have been quoted saying is use it or lose it, right? I mean, if you're not using your legs, then you definitely need to, you will
I was
miss
thinking
out.
about something else, but that's okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Is this the king of whoopee we're talking to? From way back when. When you first got on the balance system, what'd you think?
Oh, I was impressed, but I was, had the habit of looking down, and it took me a couple of sessions to figure out how to keep my head up, do all of that. But all of a sudden, I could do things I couldn't do before.
Right.
And it's a blessing. I mean, I have an 18-year-old son, and he loves to play soccer and basketball and all of that, and I wanted to be able to do that with him, and I can.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Is there any few other things you want to let people know about the system?
Yes, so any balance loss does come from the brain, right? It's the cerebellum and the proprioceptive connection that goes through. So any reason, it could be a neurological disconnect, it could be a disease. We've worked so well with people with MS, Parkinson's, stroke survivors, traumatic brain injuries, and something as simple as aging, where you spend more time sitting down, so you're not actively using the connection from body to brain and brain to body.
Right.
And the beauty is it's so simple. We're so busy chasing modern technology, we forget the body is made to heal. And if you want your balance back or to maintain it so you don't lose it, it is possible.
That's great. Any last words?
Thank you for having us on. We're excited about 60 Up because we're helping so many people. And at this point in my life, it's just amazing. That's all I can tell you.
And what
I
a
love it.
beautiful community you have here.
Well-
we got to drive around. It was amazing.
And they do a lot of walking, and this would be perfect for them.
I heard they do a lot of falling in the gym. Is that right?
Well, they do a lot of falling anywhere, and so they do an awful lot of falling seminars and things like that. So this is perfect
we
for
can
them
help
to know
them.
about it.
Believe
Can I
me.
tell you one real quick story,
Yes.
real quick? We have a gentleman, he's 84 years old, lives in Pasadena, and he can leg press 200 pounds. He's fantastic health. And he contacted me, he says, Dan, I keep falling. And so I took him over aboard during the pandemic. 3 weeks later, he was back out running, out in the streets, having no balance issues. So here's a guy who was super strong. But and again, it proves that balance comes from your brain.
Yeah.
Health is great.
Well, it also will help get over any fear that you might have of falling by being strong and being able to do what you can do. So thank you both so much. It was very nice to have you on.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Lisa.
And if you want more information about the 60 Up training system, you can certainly go to their website, which is 60up.com, or you could look them up on YouTube, 60 Up Balance System. We'll be right back.